So anyway, so we'll get into the products here, but I just wanted to share. So this is my grandma's cutout cookie recipe. If you need me to make that bigger, I can, if you want to give it a try. I mean, it's like not for everybody. And this, which I will show you, I have like this little recipe book. And then this is from me cooking. This is a copy, like the very vintage recipe with my grandma's handwriting on it. I really have to look because like the measurements are starting to fade. So we have the Christmas cutout cookies, the butter crisps, the butter balls, which Laura makes, and the Dutch butter cookies, which I don't think I've ever made those. But this is what we do. We always use our KitchenAid mixer. I will say for both the butter crisps and the cutout cookies, the KitchenAid mixer is my best friend. I have it in the almond. This is old. This is my mom's. She gave it to me to make Christmas cookies one year, and I've just never given it back to her. I mean, she gave it to me like when I lived in my apartment back like in 2009, 2010, and I've never given it back to her since then. So I am just claiming ownership of it at this point, unless she really feels like she needs it. I would never have picked almond. I mean, this KitchenAid mixer back here, which I'll move the recipe here in a minute. This KitchenAid mixer back here, I mean, this is old. My grandma had one from like the 50s or 60s. I don't know where that one went, but that still was going strong. I mean, it is an investment piece. I have the really pretty, I think it's like either like the mint or the pistachio color linked up there, $349.95. It is on deal of the day. I will say some of these are taking a little bit longer to ship, so I picked the color that shipped the quickest. But like I said, I've been getting all my stuff extremely early, like days to weeks early from the projected date. So, I mean, we also, like Laura and I, we live in a big Amazon service delivery hub, so that could be why too, because I picked the one that shipped the quickest, that if you wanted to give this as a Christmas gift, you could. But I swear, I mean, this has to be from like the 90s. I mean, that's why they would have picked the almond color. That's my mom though. I wouldn't have done the almond color on this, but it's old. I get all the different attachments, and this is what I typically use to make Christmas cookies, and especially the cutout cookies. So I always put butter and margarine. I will say my grandma always used what she called it oleo. That was like, I think that might have been a brand of margarine back then, or that was the name that they called it. I think that's very like 30s, 40s, 50s terminology for margarine. I prefer butter all the time. I don't think I ever get margarine, but I will say margarine does sometimes work a little bit better with making Christmas cookies as far as giving it like that consistency to stick together, because sometimes I think butter tends to break apart a little bit. So unsifted flour, sugar, butter and margarine, milk, baking powder, 2 egg yolks, and then that's the anise oils, which is you either love it or hate it, but it reminds me of growing up and eating the cutout cookies all the time. So you mix them all together, make it into a pie dough, you roll it out, do your cutouts, and then you bake it in the oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's how we do it. And then we would just do like a mixture of powdered sugar and milk to do the frosting. But here is the mixer back here. We also have the KitchenAid hand mixer. I will tell you, I don't usually use the hand mixer for Christmas cookies. I use the hand mixer if I'm doing like brownies or like a cake sometimes. But I will break out the heavy duty. And this is honestly primarily the only time I really ever use the KitchenAid mixer. You can buy so many different attachments to it. You can spiralize your vegetables. You can, I don't know why I have that in there. I have random stuff shows up in here sometimes because of where this is stored. And it's old, so it's a little discolored. It's probably not like super cute and clean just because it's been through 2 owners and multiple houses, moves. But yeah, so you just lift it up. I will say this is the attachment I typically use for making the cookie batter. It looks like this. And then you just, if I could put this on here, you just kind of pop it on here. Whoa! Put this on. It's very, very heavy, so be careful. It's like cast iron. I feel like mine might be cast iron. You pop that on there. You also get this. This is good for like bread dough if you're going to make a bread. Then you also get a whisk. Stick it down. Make sure it's locked in, which mine is not locked in because I have the cord there. Lock it in, and then you have all of your different speeds on the side, and then this little compartment here is where you can add a lot of the different attachments on. So like I said, there's a ton. Like look it up on Amazon. You can purchase them. So if you are getting this as like a Christmas gift idea, you could also purchase some of the attachments with it as well. And then when it's ready to take this off, just really easy, comes off really easily. So this is my best friend. when I am making Christmas cookies, and it's a must-have, especially if you're doing a lot of like the heavy-duty stuff. So multiple colors. If you want to see the other colors, for whatever reason, right now all the KitchenAid mixer stand mixers are like listed separately with the different colors. So I did link up that one, but there are some other ones available. This almond apricot, I think this is the almond color, is still actually available, but it's sold out right now on Amazon. But that is on deal of the day for $349.95. It's so funny. Kristen says we were the Spice Girls for Halloween. I love the flavor, but I feel like also too, it's an acquired taste. Like we grew up with it. We love that Christmas cookie, that flavor. But I also really like the buttercream ones with the buttercream frosting too. Those are really, really good. Laura says, I like to make variations of my shortbread. I make plain cranberry or cranberry pistachios and triple up the recipe. Right, yes, the pizzelles. Yes, we use... My mom has my grandma's vintage pizzelle maker, and yes, that has the same thing. I like the flavor. I think it is more of a vintage flavor. So I think like if you grew up with it in your family, then you tend to like it. But if you didn't, then you don't. But yeah, so that's the vintage Christmas cookie recipe. My other grandma, which I really probably see, I think my aunt might have her cutout cookies. Her cutout cookies were good. Hers were more of like the buttery buttercream frosting, and she only made cutout cookies at Valentine's Day. She would do the heart cutout, and she would do the Valentine cookies at Valentine's Day. So we would have my one grandma's Christmas cutout cookies at Christmas, then we would have my other grandma's Christmas cutout cookies at Valentine's Day. So I will have to ask my aunt for that recipe, because that one is really good. All right, and then the hand mixer deal is selling really fastly. I did include this in here because it may be good for some recipes. Like I said, I prefer this when we're doing Christmas cookies, but I primarily also use the KitchenAid hand mixer. I have it in red because when I got mine, I've had this for like 12 years. Yeah, 12 years? No, more than that. I've had this for almost 20 years, 18 years now. My kitchen was red. So 3824, still like the same model, still looks the same. These are the ones that you typically use to make when you're baking batter. And then I still have the original little bag that you get for all the other little attachments. You get the whisk in here. And then you also get these, I think this is like the same thing for like kneading bread. Same like 3 attachments that you get in the hand mixer that you get in the stand mixer. And I will say KitchenAid, I feel like, is one of the best brands for mixing products. So that's what I have for both. They both lasted me a long time. I could get cuter colors, but why would I do that when they've been trustworthy for all these years? So this deal is selling fast. There are other colors available. Only $38.24. I feel like when I purchased this like years ago, I don't even know. That might have been the price then. Not 30 years ago, but 20 years ago. That might have been the price then, honestly, to tell you the truth. I think that's a really, really, really good price point. Because I feel like I paid between like 30 and 50 for mine. Because I had a gift card, and that was one of the things I wanted to purchase. I got this and a crock pot for my apartment. My aunt got me a gift card, and that's the 2 things that I purchased. And they were both the same color. And I think she would have given me like maybe $100 gift card, and I was able to get both of those. So I mean, that was back like in 2009. So I think that is a really, really good price point for the mixing. Laura says, I don't like frosting on my cutout cookies. I just like them sprinkled with colored sugar. And that's a great thing too. Like with the cutout cookie recipe that I shared, you don't have to. We frost them. That's what was just a really simple frosting. I'll show you. This is my last plate of cookies that I made back in 2020. So the cutouts here are on the far right side. The butter balls are in the center there. And then the far left over there are the butter crisps. And those are the ones you like roll in a ball, you roll in a log, and then you refrigerate them overnight when they get like a real nice consistency, and then you slice them and then you bake them. I will say my grandma would make like a really nice round shape. Mine always end up like being oval. My mom and I were talking, we can never roll it quite the right way. And then you roll them, and then all of like the really glittery sugar, which I do have so we would roll them in the really, really sparkly sugar. So on the outside rims, they have the sugar. And then here's that recipe, the butter crisps. Whoops, wrong one. Here we go. The butter crisps recipe. I was telling my mom I was putting this together, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna bake butter crisps this year because they are not hard. I would still break out the KitchenAid mixer, but you just mix it together, you roll it in a ball, and you put it away. Then you clean up, and all you really have to do the next day after you do all of that is just bake them, which is really, really easy. Laura says those look like your shortbread. So I would like, so is that what you were saying? You like to like do different variations? You could do the cranberry. So I usually use walnuts in mine, but I kind of like the different variations. Yeah, those are really good. Those are my favorites. And they do have like a nice crisp feel to them. So yeah, give them a try if you don't have them. They're both kind of classic recipes, but those are the ones that I follow through the years. All right, then, because we got to be cute, I do have a Christmas apron on. How fun. So if you are doing some cookie baking, you can have fun, have a little bit of an apron, a cute little apron to wear. There were a lot of options that were sold out, so this was the next cutest one that I could find. Ties in the back, and it's just like a Mrs. Claus outfit. It's also got like these cute little pockets here in the front with the bows. And then it also has the little white stripes at the bottom. So I'm wearing it over the jumper I wore today, which I noticed was on deal of the day. So I did include it into the carousel today so you guys can shop that since it was on a deal of the day. So $14.99. Laura, I might have to try that. You use chopped fresh cranberries, orange zest, and pecans. Because I was thinking like the two rolls I'll make like typical, but maybe I could do... I think maybe we do use pecans. I'll have to ask my mom. I think you can use whatever nuts that you want. I think I usually use walnuts though, but the pecans could be good. I might have to try your variation. I bet those would turn out really good. All right, a couple other things that I just, like some of the stuff is really basic essentials, but if you need them, grab them. And I did get some cute things, and I think these are just so cute. So I was actually thinking I have to put together a work gift because we're doing like a little work gift exchange, and so I have like those Spode towels, and then I have a couple other things to add in there. So I think I'm gonna keep this one because I think that one is so cute. It's a really nice quality spatula, but I was thinking I might pop one of these or both of these into that little gift basket, and this one's really nice. These have like a different feel. This one's a little bit not as like flexible. This one's a little bit more flexible, and then you also have a smaller size. They all have different handles. This one's got the little snowman. So really cute gift idea. Or if you want to get festive, because you know me, you're all about the aesthetics, all about the seasonality, you can get the little spatulas, and these are $15.39 for that pack, which I think is a great gift idea. Oh, maybe you were just having a little bit of a glitch, clothes lover. Glad you're able to get maybe there was like a return and they came back in stock. So glad you were able to grab the sweatshirt, and glad you are here today. All right, and then we also have these mixing bowls. I needed mixing bowls badly. Like, I don't know where mine all went through the years, but I was looking for one the other day, and I didn't really have like a good mixing bowl. I always used Pyrex, but there wasn't a lot in stock of Pyrex on Amazon. So I decided to start, I looked a few other brands, and I really liked this one because you get a huge mixing bowl. I don't think I've ever had a mixing bowl that big. So I have them stacked over here. It's from Cook with Color. I picked the blue. They also have, so all different sizes. So they also have the little lids that come on top, which I always like that for leftovers. Or let's say you do need to like chill dough, or like a cheese ball. You need to chill dough or a cheese ball in the fridge. It makes it easy to do with the lid. And they're all like different colors, all like different shades of blue. So it starts with the darkest shade of blue all the way to like this tan color. And then they're all this really pretty fluted glass. So I love those. I needed them. Like, I need mixing bowls. So I did some shopping, and this is what I picked for myself. And I wanted to show you, like, I love the fact how big this bowl is, because typically I feel like if I'm getting a 3-piece mixing bowl, I feel like this is like typically the largest size of the mixing bowl. But I also got this really, really big one. And I'm like, that is a really nice, large bowl. So I'm set with bowls. So you have 6 of them, $39.99. And they do come with a different color lids. So you can kind of pick and choose whatever you want to use in your kitchen. So these are the ones I picked, and they're really pretty with the fluted. A little bit different than, you know, your typical mixing bowls. And they also could be good for serving too. So let's say that large one, like I make pasta salad a lot in the summertime for like family gatherings. Like you could just serve it in there because it's pretty with the fluted effect. And then you can also just transport it with the lid. So great for baking, great for mixing, great for serving. And I think those are really nice. $39.99. I've never had persimmon cookies. I've never had those. So close up, we were just talking. I shared two of my grandma's recipes. So I typically make, so these are the Christmas cookies. Last plate of Christmas cookies I made like 5 years ago, which was 2020. We did the Christmas cutouts, the butter balls, and then the butter crisps. So this is my grandma's vintage cutout Christmas cookie recipe. And then we also have the little butter crisp, which you refrigerate overnight, and you roll them, and then you slice them the next day and bake them. I like oatmeal chocolate chip too. I like chocolate chip. I also like peanut butter blossoms too. I've made those in the past. I haven't made those in a few years either, but they would be part of my Christmas cookie repertoire. All right, so very basic stuff. You just essentials, right? Everything that you need. So liquid, I couldn't find this for a minute. Liquids and the anchor hocking. Mine's blue, but mine is anchor hocking. So I have that there, $16.99. Also a really good rolling pin for $12.99. Lasts forever. I have two wood ones. They both came from my mom. So we have that one here. Close up, I just put them up on the screen. So $12.99 for this one. And then we also have these cute little measuring cups because I'm all about like aesthetic, all aesthetic things, and these are so pretty. I think this would also be a great gift idea. Again, maybe you're doing like a baking gift basket. Like I was saying, I have like the Spode dish towels. I have like the little measuring spoons. You could do the nice little spatulas, and you can include the, look how pretty they are. And then they kind of nest in there and stack really, really nicely for $21.97. I think these would be so pretty in any kitchen. It's by Creative Co-op, and a great little gift idea for those. Desiree, hey Desiree, how are you? So glad you're here today. And then I was looking for some really cute Christmas ones, but I ended up going with my magnetic set, which is nice because they all stick together. I have a tendency to lose my measuring spoons in my drawer all the time. Like sometimes they'll be on a ring, they'll come apart. These actually like, they find each other in the drawer, and they stick together because they're magnetic, and you get everything you need, plus you get the leveler. These are a great stocking stuffer too, and these are $9.95 for the magnetic set, which I love those. Oh yeah, oh I got you, clothes lever. Yeah, here, I'll put them back up, so make sure you take a screenshot. So here is the cutout Christmas cookie. So make sure you take a screenshot of that one. That has anise in it. Not everybody likes anise, so that's either a love it or you hate it. And then what we do for the frosting for that clothes lever is we do powdered sugar and milk. And then you can add however you want to do your food coloring. You can do natural food coloring. You can do traditional food coloring, or not at all. Like Laura's saying she doesn't like frosting, so you could do like sprinkles too. And then here's the butter crisps one. And the one thing with this, if you want to roll these, you could cover them with sprinkles on the outside. And so when you slice them, you have little sprinkles on the outside. Also too, I don't typically use this for Christmas cookies, but I feel like this could be nice for like chocolate chip, peanut butter cookies, just like a little, it's perfect size for cookie scoops. If you don't have one of these, it's got the nice silicone grips. That is $8.99. Oh yeah, that's the recipes I stuck up there. Cause last time I shared recipes, I put them in the chat, and then I got kicked out of my stream because I said I had too much in there. So I just share them as a visual. So make sure you take a screenshot of those. A couple other things. Now I'm kind of mad because I had a larger one that I used to like to use to roll out cookies. So we have these silicone mats. Now these are typically made for macarons. If you're doing macarons, you can like lay out your macarons perfectly on these silicone baking sheets. But you could put these on your cookie sheet, and it can handle high. That one's a little big. Let's try the smaller size here. You can kind of put it on like this size cookie sheet. If you want to, instead of using a parchment, you can put your Christmas cookies or anything on here, and it can handle like up to 800 degrees in the oven. Also too, you can roll out, place like your cookies here before you put them on the cookie sheet, put your cutouts on here. It's kind of nice for any of that rolling. So we have the silicone mats from Hot Pop, and those are $16.99. Yes, scoop and silicone mats are essential. I absolutely do. Ooh, I haven't tried the Amazon brand ones. I haven't tried those. I'll have to check out those. Amazon actually does have some really nice. My favorite Amazon brand product is my dog's pee pads, because there's something about those pee pads that they go on. So that's my fave. Oh, good. Let me know what you think. The butter crisps are so easy. I think I'm going to make them, but I'll probably make them once I get off of work. I don't know if I'll have time. I think my last day of work for a little bit is going to be the 19th. So I think maybe that weekend or right before Christmas, I might try to make the butter crisp. Another one that's really easy to know. I don't have a specific cookie press recipe, but there's a lot that you can find. It's like a basic butter cookie. These are really easy if you don't have a cookie press. So I have an older one that I like to use, but I wanted to give you one that you can buy off Amazon. It says churros maker, so you can actually make churros in here, but you could also do what we call them the spritz, is what, I don't know if that's the right word. It's the spritz Christmas cookies. So what you do, I can figure out how to do this here. So what you do, you'll fill this with cookie dough or your churros dough. Stick it in there. There we go. Screw it in on top. And then what you do, like I said, typically these come with a recipe, but this is giving you a churros recipe, but you could do other things. And it comes with all the attachments. So then you put the cookie dough in this tube, right? These are also pretty easy to make if you want something foolproof. And then we usually would just do sprinkles on top of these. Like I said, I don't have a specific recipe. I had a Wilton Mills one, I think is what it was called, and they had a recipe, but you could look online and find a recipe. And then you get like these little plates, and then you can do all different types of shapes. Like this one here, because I know this is a pretty classic one. This looks like kind of like a Christmas tree when you put it on here. So you just kind of stick that on there, and I don't know how you lock this in here, but you lock it in there. There's a way you lock it in. Maybe you have to take, let's see here. It would be, here we go. You take the little bottom part off, you stick that in there, and then you can spritz out like Christmas cookies onto the cookie baking sheet, and then you bake them, and then you sprinkle them. You can do a little bit of frosting, but there's a bunch of different shapes. And like I said, they give you churros one. Like this one's like, you could do like a snowflake or a flower with that one. All different types of designs. This one here, you can, I mean, they're just all different types of little designs. That one's the Christmas tree. That one's the better Christmas tree there. So you get all these little attachments, and you can make all different types of cookies. So if you, again, that's an easy one that maybe I'll decide to do this year, because it's not hard at all. The only thing I will say, you really want to make sure you clean this out, because if you don't clean it out well, this way, you want to put it this way, put it the wrong way, it gets gross on the inside. So make sure you clean it out well. But then you can, I guess, didn't realize you could do churros in it too. So we have that linked up. It's a really good price point, $19.97 for that one. And then like, what did I drop? This is what you use to like get in there and clean out the crevices, clean out the edges. And that is $19.97 today. Alfred's here. Hey, Alfred, welcome to the show. Alfred, I'm never mad at anybody. Sometimes I can't keep up with everything in the chat, or it is what it is. Sometimes I don't talk about everything all the time. Laura, hey, you think about making spritz cookies this year too. Yeah, it's always a good recipe. Maddie's here. Hey, Maddie, welcome to the show. So glad you're here today. Let's see. I know, I haven't made Christmas cookies in like 5 years. So, all right, you guys, we will recap our top 3 clicked products. I will say our silicone mats are our #1 clicked product right now. All right, and so I will say I actually use my grandma's vintage cookie cutter. So I do have those here, but they don't really look, we'll tell you, they don't really look much different than the ones that you can get. Like these are my grandma's from like years ago. Like she used these my whole life growing up. And I found this set here. This Angel's actually even a little bit better, but it's just like the typical metal cookie cutters for Christmas. This Angel's a little bit actually more detailed with the wings, but you get snowman, star, Christmas tree, mittens, gingerbread, snowflake, Santa, candy cane, and an angel in the set for $7.99. And I always felt like these worked the best as opposed to the ones that were like plastic that had the handles on top. Like these, I will tell you, the ones that I always like, this is also my grandma's here. Like the metal always worked better. This had the little handle, these worked well. I feel like these work better than the plastic ones. Because like the dough sometimes on those plastic ones get stuck. Those are like this. This is like a plastic one. I do not like these plastic kind because I feel like my cookies always would get stuck. I like the metal ones if you want the ease of trying to make a really good shape. So $7.99 for those. Yeah, I like being Ohio during the holidays. All right, so a couple other things too. That I use. Like these are so basic, but hey, if you're ordering everything, these are the types of things like I would go and I'd buy everything I would need for Christmas cookie baking and I'd forget something. And these are the type of things that I would forget. Would be wax paper. So when I make my butter crisps and I roll them and put them in the fridge overnight, I always felt like the wax paper did well. So this is a dual pack because you get the aluminum foil too. Hey Minnie, come here. Do you want to say hi to everybody? What you doing? And he's around. She's been around lately for streaming. So that's what I use the wax paper for. Also, these are kind of good for storing in tins. So if you need to grab wax paper, add it to your cart and get the deal with the aluminum foil. And then I also like the King Arthur parchment paper. This is kind of nice to cook on as well with your cookie sheets. King Arthur is a really good brand. It's a very, very high quality parchment paper. I use this to cook on my cookie sheets all the time. Like if I'm making a sheet pan dinner and I have like salmon or chicken, I use this because it kind of protects it, especially if I'm using it for cookie baking. So the parchment paper, and you can also store your cookies with the parchment paper too. So the parchment paper pack of that is in there from King Arthur. And then these are my non-stick cookie sheets that I like to use from NutriChef. This is like the good, safe, non-stick ones for $19.19. So I have those linked up as well. And then a couple other things, if you're looking for sprinkles, this is like the perfect pack because you get all of these. And I always like a little bit of everything. Like I said, I like this really like sparkly sprinkles on the rounds of the butter crisp cookies. And then we have a little bit of everything in there as well. And you get a whole pack of that, $12.99 for your Christmas cookies. And then, wow, that went quick. And then my outfit. So I have my apron on, but this is we're going to share this in our next stream because we're going to do 2. But this is the cute little jumper. And I actually paired it with the deer blouse today. So this is on deal of the day. I wore this today. So we have the jumper that's 10% off, down to $30.59. Here's the reindeer blouse that I layered underneath it. I was really festive today. And then my reindeer earrings for $7.99 today. So, all right, you guys. So before we wrap up, because we're going to wrap up, clean up, and then we're going to do one other stream. We're going to do our Zigu and Equar new finds. I've been really trying to get the really cute and trendy pajamas for you guys as best as I can. So if you really like cute and trendy PJs and PJ prints, I think you're going to like tonight's stream. We also have some holiday and non-holiday. I got them in holiday colors, but they're like also non-holiday items as well. So before we wrap up the show, make sure you guys put your guesses for what you think the top 3 clicked products are, as well if you have any other questions. We have Siege, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, following. Thanks for the follow. So glad you're here. Welcome to the show. So if you have guesses, put them on down there. Questions. If you want to see the recipes again, let me know. I can pop them up and you guys can take a screenshot. Laura's got her guesses in their baking mats, the scoop, and my jumper. And if you enjoyed the stream, you want to see more fun, seasonally themed streams like this, we have a lot coming your way. We also have featured a lot already. We did ugly Christmas sweaters. What else did I do that was kind of like trying to be timely with that? Oh, we did a lot of holiday fashion that was selling out early on in the year, early on in the season. We also did dog finds too. We did jingle basket finds, which are also really cute stocking stuffers. So we've had a lot of good content, so you can go back and watch the replays when you follow along here. And then don't forget to follow me on my socials as well. I'm Cleveland Fashionista everywhere: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Most active on Instagram and Facebook. I sent out my live link on stories on both Facebook and Instagram before I go live. And then I also have a broadcast channel on Instagram called Fashionista Fam Updates, and I send out the link there. I don't know if it was 7 degrees, but it's been cold. It's been very, very cold. It's definitely, winter came early this year. All right, so let me scroll through here and see what our top 3 clicked products are. Okay, I'm looking. Okay, I know what number 1 is. I know what number 2 is. Oh, we have a tie for second. Oh, we have a 3-way tie. We might just have to end up doing a top 5 this evening, you guys, because we have a lot of popular products tonight. Okay, so here are our top products today. Okay, the hand mixer, great deal, you guys, at $38.24. So if you want a KitchenAid hand mixer, available in different colors too. This deal is selling fast. This was in our top 5. In addition, in our top products today was the cookie scoop, which Laura guessed the cookie scoop. So if you don't have one of these, you need one of these. Just kind of scoop it in the dough, plop it out on the cookie sheet, $8.99. Oh yeah, so much fun. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully I pronounced your name. Is it Sieg? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Oh, that's okay, Close Lover. That's why you could watch the replay. That's why you could watch the replay. Also, our cookie cutters. Our cookie cutters also in our top 5 today. $7.99. It's a really good price. If you want extras, like maybe you're baking with a lot of people and you want to have some extra ones on hand, those are good because they're the metal ones. That was in our top today, as well as our sprinkles. You guys love the sprinkles. Definitely need to grab this if you don't have this on hand. I feel like this is something I always would need to restock every year. I would make Christmas cookies. All right, and then let's see here. Coming in at number 1 today was the silicone reusable mat. So Laura, I think you got 2 out of the 3. The jumper was close, but not quite. You guys are gonna see it again, but that's okay. Silicone mats got different sizes as well. Those were number 1. Yeah, so see.